John Ragsdale, founder, CEO of TAP Innovations. And we serve the mid market where companies have challenges and get stuck with multiple systems. We play the glue in between their systems and help them become more efficient, especially in restaurants and healthcare and 10 or so other industries.
Awesome. What was recruiting and building the sales team like before working with us?
It was challenging, right? I'd say over the last several years, we tried and I say failed, right? We learned what not to do, and hire somebody. We spent too much, didn't work out, wasted time, and so it was just really challenging. We couldn't grow our organization.
Like an internal recruiter or a third-party recruiting company that you hired, or?
So we didn't hire anybody. It's really just kind of us, friends and family who we knew in my network.
Yeah.
Did you know somebody? And again, didn't work very well.
Salaries, and it just was a waste of money, this kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I first went down the path of, hey, let me pay really high salaries, and somebody who's excuse me, supposedly been selling for a while and didn't deliver. We spent a lot of money and everybody's frustrated.
Yeah, understand. That's common. So what's been the change, like working with us? Time savings, volume, quality people, the recruiting process, like what's it been like working with us?
It's been amazing. So first of all, obviously you guys have a great process, and so it's very efficient, very targeted. You guys stepped in and quickly understood TAP, right? I liked your process to digest, everything TAP Vision and what we're about, and so we filled all that, and I love you guys taking that and putting the AI video together, the recruiting video. All of that took, gosh, we were prepared, so it maybe a week and a half, so really, really quickly, but that sped along, and then once that was done. Then probably the most amazing part was you guys scheduling the one-to-one interviews. Between a Tuesday and a Thursday, 1 week, or not even a week, but between a Tuesday and Thursday, you guys scheduled 60 interviews for me, and I blocked that entire time just so I was really focused. Out of those 60 interviews, I found 6 great candidates, and I stopped the interview because that was enough for me to start. But I mean, I don't know how more efficient you can be than 60 interviews in a week and get 6 candidates. And then we had started 2 weeks after that. So we did a round of, another round of a couple of interviews with Clint, but it was amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you started 6 people, and you've also revamped and automated a lot of onboarding processes as well with, our direction. And so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, 100%. Right. Took a lot of the sales training and the onboarding process. We had some good material, like we had a sales process, and so I really just needed to take that content and put it into your framework. And so I love the onboarding checklist. I ended up creating a onboarding checklist for each of the days of training, and we had to start with 8 days of training, about 50 some odd hours. But it was really well laid out. And again, great direction. I probably had about 50% of the training in videos, TAP information, that kind of the stuff that I hadn't finished. I just ended up training live, but I recorded it so that the next round I can have that available for videos. But then, the other piece was we did some videos and did some live training, but in the afternoon, I gave folks an opportunity to show what they've learned. We call it the show and tell in the afternoon, and so it was a good mix of video training, live training, and then hey, show me what you got, and then each day kind of built on the next, from learning basic technologies, and then okay, the next day let's learn the sales process, but you got to apply what you learned with the technology. So it was a really good process. We had a graduation thing at the end when folks finished the training. And now we are, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, just taking topics kind of individually, each one that each sales exec that needs refresher, built me a list of, hey, here are the 5 things that I need additional training with, and we've scheduled those for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Very cool. Awesome job. What would you estimate kind of like your time savings now on the recruiting and the new hire onboarding process with, you know?
That is a great question. If I look at I'll say the time span, we probably hired 6 sales execs over the last 3 years, right? Kind of onesie twosies and that kind of thing. It was probably about 6. I went through your process and we did that in like 3 weeks, right? So it's not even a fair comparison. And then being able to train those 6 folks all at once with a more efficient training process, and I venture to say my next class is probably going to be even, I'll say 30-40% even more efficient because of what we've learned and what we've recorded. But just a huge.
That's awesome. What would you say is something that maybe exceeded your expectations, if anything at all?
Again, I did not expect that we would be able to go through it this quickly, and I did not expect to find, I'll say, the quality folks. Right? I just, I was a little skeptical, like, okay, can you really find good commission only people out there? And there were, right? And again, there were some that I interviewed that weren't a good fit. Okay, that's fine, but the time was so compressed, and so I think probably the biggest thing that exceeded was that we found quality people, and we found people across the country. We're a remote situation, so I've got 2 guys in Florida, 1 gal in Seattle, 1 in Chicago, 1 in Boise, Idaho, 1 in Kansas City. Right? I mean, it's just and that's great from our standpoint. Good quality of folks. And what was interesting, after the 60 interviews, I found the 6, and I called our customer success person, Denny's, and said, "Stop! I've done no more interviews. I got," because there were already, I don't know, 20 more interviews on my calendar. I was like, "Okay, I can't do any more interviews. I'm good. We'll wait till the next time." So that's probably what exceeded the most.
Yeah, and we can talk about it outside of this, but we've made some adjustments to make it more efficient, like on the recruiting time investment side for you. So, anyways, I appreciate it. I'm really excited for you guys. Awesome service, really unique opportunity for salespeople too. So I just love what you guys do, and I'm really excited about your growth. Last question: what would you say to other businesses considering to work with us?
I step in, right? And leverage what you guys have, right? You have a proven process. Your whole team, what they're doing, right? I was just really impressed, obviously, with you, but everybody that was leading and guiding me through the process, really professional. Everybody's on the same page, and that was another thing. I was like, okay, we're gonna sell this deal, and then we never hear from them again. But that's not the case, right? I love your ongoing coaching, right? Just all the extra added values. One thing, I'd probably pay just for the recruiting piece, but then you also bring the coaching, the training, and then so all of it's really, really good. If you're really interested in jump starting your sales team, and whatever that is, right? Because you can hire all sorts of types of resources. But if you want to set that on steroids and really grow, come to SRU, right? Great program.
Love it. Thanks, John. Appreciate your time today.
Absolutely, I appreciate it, and we're looking forward to continuing to work with you guys.